All right. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you are well wherever you are, whatever the time. And today we're going to film another like a daily vlog. The full day of eating that I posted on Sunday seemed to be pretty well, and there was minimal editing. It was just me literally going about my day, showing you my food. So I was like, "Do you know what? Let me do a repeat of that style of video. And also as well, those videos are so easy to do. I can churn them out pretty quickly. One of the goals for this month for me is to try and get 2 videos out a week in this format because it's easy. I mean, this Osmo Pocket has 100% been the best investment I've made in a very long time. That's the goal really for July when it comes to vlogs. And as I get closer to the show, I am going to want to document things more. Anyway, today we have a very busy day. I need to get meal one in. I need to go and train legs today. I am probably not going to show you the entire leg workout, but I will give you a breakdown as to certain exercises and how the session went. But it won't be me in the gym talking over every single exercise. I just haven't got the time. We got a couple of calls. We got to film a podcast with Adam. We got to do some education. As I said, you got to be a better coach. So we're doing some education today for an hour. We've got to do steps, 12,000 steps today. Mobility, client stuff. There's a lot going on. So let's get straight into it. First though, we got to make meal number one, last video, what food was it? It was training day food, which was about 275, 280 grams of carbs. Today is a training day, but I'm going to be on rest day food. So carbs are down to about 175 grams, so low, but I am pushing pretty hard to get this last little bit of body fat off before I slow things down again. I'm just seeing how my body responds to me just pushing a bit harder. So yeah, let's make meal number one. It's basically going to be I'm going to take the carbs from another meal and put them into this meal because this is going to be my pre-workout meal. So it's going to be 90 grams of ground rice. Yeah, 90 grams of ground rice. So this has basically been taken from, I have a mince and rice meal, which would have 150 grams of cooked weight rice. Basically using that for this because other than training, when else do you need carbs? So the carbs have gone here to help me actually have a decent leg session. And then I'll also have carbohydrates post-workout as well. But that will just involve oats, and I'll also take some fruit from another meal. So by the time I've done that, pretty much the rest of my food after that will just be carbless and just have fats. That's okay, we're trying to get lean. So 90 grams here, let's get this boiled. The meal will also involve 20 grams of dark chocolate, and it's also going to involve 100 grams of berries. So I'll probably do 50-50. I'll probably do 50 gram raspberry, 50 gram blueberry. I took some photos this morning and very happy with the look. I'm basically just coming back down from, I had 3 high days. One of those high days involved the Nando's. So I've been coming down from that relatively quickly, but as you might know if you compete, like once you have high days, you might feel a little bit fuller, a little bit more watery when you're going through those high days. And then as you come down, you notice that the look just gets better and better for a lot of people, myself included. It's not like I ended up looking out of shape or fat after those high days, but the look for me just gets better once I have like a day after those high days to kind of go back to baseline and get body weight back down. So yeah, had done some posting this morning. I'll put some photos up on the screen to show you the look, but it's pretty good. I'm really happy with it. One of the things that I'm trying to find a good angle here. So yeah, one of the things that was very important to me during this contest prep, and it might sound weird, but I wanted more detail through my glutes. And I was getting to the point where I was like, is this just not going to happen for me? Because, there's certain people that are just predisposed to just not having stripes on their glutes or just not having that level of detail. And I was like, you know what? That's just me. It is what it is. But It seems like I'm getting the detail that I want there, which is really cool. I took some photos also in natural lighting, post legs as well. So the legs were pretty watery and inflamed. And yeah, seeing detail through my glutes that I haven't seen ever in my physique. So I'm really intrigued to just see what that will look like under stage lighting, with glaze, with tan. Yeah, it's really, really exciting. Currently 3.5 weeks out, so yeah, we are getting close to the first show of the season. Bumped into someone in the gym the other day, and I haven't seen him in like, I'm gonna say, I think like 6 or 7 months, and he was like, "Are you still in prep?" Because I thought I've been prepping since like the 21st of January. I think it was the 21st of January I started. We're in July, so yeah. Don't be shy. Come on. Of course. Yeah, it's been like literally 7 months, almost 6, 7 months in prep so far, and I haven't even stepped on stage yet. But the time is soon, because basically it's going to be this show in July, and then my next show will be 6th of September. But then my season will be done pretty much by the end of September. So once I'm kind of into that second show, the season will move pretty rapidly. It's like back-to-back shows. So it's just that initial bit and making sure that you're ready. But yeah.
Tell them what's happening on
October. What's happening in October? Come on. You can come on camera and say. Come on, don't be shy. Bryony doesn't want me to get views. She doesn't want to step in front of the camera. Yeah, so I'll be done competing in September, and then Bryony will be doing her comp with a brand new Fed, where she'll be looking to do a total of 600 kilos, I reckon. Huh? So yeah, she's also in a prep right now. This is a house of athletes, isn't it? I only brought it down here because I'm going to the gym after I've had this, and also I needed my tripod, and I needed. Yeah, as I was saying, like, it's been obviously quite a while since, like, I've been in prep for a while, but that's just the Natty way. I think that is a huge mistake that people make. You just don't give themselves enough time. Like, and it's not even like my start position was bad. My start position was the best start position I've ever had in a contest prep. But you still need to give yourself that time. So many people are trying to get in shape in 12 weeks, 14 weeks. It just doesn't work. You should look relatively decent at the start point of your prep in terms of your shape. And when you start to get to like the 12, 15 week out mark, you should look really good. Like, you should look lean. You shouldn't look out of shape. If you only start to look relatively lean at like 4 or 5 weeks out, it's too late. It's way too late, because you're going to have to rush. You're going to have to run yourself into the ground for 3 weeks straight. And that won't be fun. And that's not very conducive to holding on to your muscle. So, as I said, we got 20 grams of dark chocolate with this, which is going to be 85% minimum 85%. If your dark chocolate is 70%, what's the point? What's the point? It's not dark chocolate. It's got to be dark. Right. 80. Cool. 20 grams of dark chocolate, and then we've also got berries. So that'll be 100 grams total. So, oh, perfect, cool. Oh, also, can't forget this. Cinnamon. I'm very surprised that I haven't sprinkled the wrong seasoning on this yet, like paprika or something. There we go. That's the meal. That's the first meal. That is the pre-workout meal. So far as well, I've taken in about 1.8 liters to be precise of water. So there we go. Meal number one. 90 grams of ground rice. We got 20 grams of dark chocolate. We have 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of raspberries, and 50 grams of whey protein. So that is meal number one. That's the pre. That's going to get us ready for legs today. We have the pendulum squat. Although they basically got a new hack squat at EP Jungle, and I'm really tempted to try it out. But the pendulum's a smart idea because I already do the leg press, and I feel like the hack squat, in terms of also the hip flexion you get on the hack squat as well, it kind of is the same as the leg press. Whereas the pendulum, it's just all quad, really, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, legs today. Get back. We'll have the post-workout meal. I'll give you a brief update as to how the session went post-workout, and then we've got a big day ahead of us. So I'll see you once I'm back from the gym. Good afternoon. Just like that, we're back from the gym. Coffee, post-workout coffee. That's how deep it's got in prep. Post-workout coffee and some squash. So, how was the session? Oh, I didn't get to do a long breakdown once I was back because I basically had to eat my meal and then get straight into a call with one of my clients. I caught up with Jeevan, who I'll actually put his photo up. He's lost about 20 kilos since he started working with me. And yeah, it was just a great call. We went over his programming and he just mentioned how things have been going for him, and it's been going fantastically. So I had a call with him, and I am literally in about 30 minutes going to get on a podcast with Adam. So busy, busy, busy. But the session today, how did it go? It was okay. It was all right. I was a little bit pushed for time, and not even when you're rushing the gym, but when you just have that consciousness of time in your head in a session, it makes a bit of an impact. But overall, it was okay. I dropped the loading on my pendulum squat to get a bit of a better stimulus. I've been stuck at like 6 reps with 5 plates on the pendulum. I was like, do you know what? Let me drop it down to 4 plates, but do pause reps. Got more reps, obviously, but just felt so much better. And also, I think just a little bit more protective of the knees, especially as I get leaner. So that was pretty good. I also had to make a swap of leg press to Bulgarian split squats just because of timing, like having to load the leg press at the back end of my session. I just wanted to get my kind of the work done and then get out. So I went on to a Bulgarian split squat after my hip thrust and then also my pendulum squat. But all in all, like leg extension set went really well. Seated hamstring curl set. Things are starting to feel obviously a little bit tougher, but still productive work done. It's not like I saw any kind of huge performance drop off or anything like that. So yeah, very happy with it, to be honest with you. And yeah, post workout meal was oats. So it was 50 grams of oats, 60 grams of whey, 85% dark chocolate. Again, I've ran out of almond butter, so had to use dark chocolate. 10 grams of honey, 50 grams of blueberries. And that was the post workout meal. And here we are. So yeah, I don't know if you probably have watched this, maybe. You would have seen it by the time you see this video. But if you're in the world of if you're in the world of bodybuilding, you would have known that Fuad had a crash on a motorcycle maybe a couple of weeks ago. And he actually came out of a podcast this morning explaining what happened straight live from the hospital bed, which is insane. I think he's still in ICU. He's conscious, but he's still in ICU, which is wild. And he done a podcast and he was just explaining the situation and what happened, and wild, 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 wild. Uh, Bikes to me are crazy. I I think as a guy, like that temptation for speed is always there, and bikes just seem so fun. But I do feel like they're just death traps. One of my uncles had a crash on a motorbike when I was younger. Like I feel like everyone who gets a bike probably has a moment or like an experience, or they know people that have died on bikes. I just feel like they're crazy. But I hope he recovers, and it's good to see that he's getting better. But it's just crazy how quickly your life can just change like that. He's honestly extremely lucky to even be alive. Describing his injuries is wild. So yeah, I watched a little bit of that this morning as well, as I was eating my meal one of the day. I don't have many carbs left for the day. Don't have many carbs. I've only got 20 grams of carbs from fruit. I think that's literally it for the day. I've just got 3 more meals left for the day. Bryony and I are going to go for a walk once I've cleared up a bit more work and recorded this podcast. But yeah, I'll catch up with you for meal number 3 because there's a few things that I want to get on with. And as much as I would love to just sit here and chat, shit's got to get done. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, podcast has been filmed with Adam. So we just got to eat meal number 3 now, which I'm going to prep. So the podcast was. Hold on. Yeah, the podcast was actually really good. We basically spoke about when it comes to natural bodybuilding and competing, what class should you aim for? What dictates that? So should you do men's physique, classic physique, which is good. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that format of content. Just speaking on a podcast. It's great. It's fun. And every episode, Adam and myself were getting like more comfortable with the process. So if you haven't already, check it out. It's called the Unassisted Podcast. I'll leave it in the description below, but it's pretty good if you ask me. So this meal is going to be the last time that I have carbs throughout the day today. So it's going to be 20 grams of carbs from, no, 10 grams of carbs from fruit. Then I'm going to have a rice cake as well, caramel rice cake with 4 bacon medallions and 3 whole eggs. And that's going to be the meal. So, and then I'm going to head out for a walk. Still got a decent amount of steps to do for today. And then pretty much what I've got left to do is just touch base with clients throughout the rest of the day. And I also have a call with a client at 7:15, and then I've got a consultation call at 7:30. Then that'd be me. I just also have to do a social media post, which will be a client post. So yeah, and then before you know it, it's time to watch Squid Game and chill out. Which, by the way, is actually pretty good so far, the new season of Squid Game, but I feel like there's been a couple of moments where I've been a bit like, really? Like the main guy, like the way that he's been behaving in moments, I'm just like, this isn't how he would normally behave. And some decisions haven't really made sense, but it's entertaining. I think we're on the 3rd episode now, so I was just thinking on the podcast as well. We basically mentioned about, we went through like a prep update and whatnot, and showed my physique shots. And one of the things that's showing a lot more of my physique now is detail through my glutes. And I've banged on about this since the start of the video, but for good reason. It plays a role in placings, I think, in bodybuilding today. And I was speaking to Adam, and we were discussing how I think, one, training my glutes more directly and taking that a lot more seriously, training glutes at a higher frequency, hip thrusts. I think a lot of guys, they do their hinges, like Romanian deadlifts and stiff legs, but in terms of contracting the glutes and like weight being heavy in that contracted position don't do much, right? Like kickbacks or hip thrusts or that sort of thing. So definitely implementing that more has helped. And also my cardio being really low, I think that plays a role. Just in terms of how your legs look, I just, as I go further into this prep, I just think driving cardio up super high where you're doing like an hour every day, or because there's people that are doing that. I just don't think it's necessary. Leverage food. Leverage food steps, sure, but for the most part, leverage your food. I think that's going to be the key to, and then just letting the food do its thing, letting the deficit do its thing. I think that's one of the keys to getting more detail through your legs. There ain't no PubMed study behind it. It's just what I've noticed. But then also, like, I've also just got bigger over time. So there is that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to enjoy this. I've actually got like 8,000 steps left. 8,000? Yeah, like 8,000 steps. This walk might cover like maybe 3 or 4. And then I'll just do the rest throughout the day intermittently. Once I've done a task or eaten a meal. But yeah, see you for the next meal. Back from a lovely walk, and look what we got. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the video, Adam gave me this tremendous idea, right? With cheese. He was like, well, I've basically been having chicken salads as one of my meals. And he was like, here's a tip for you. Put Parmesan cheese over your salad. Instead of whatever fats you have or whatever calories, whatever, right? Because it provides obviously a very nice salty taste, and you can put quite a bit on, and it just doesn't. You can put a lot on; it doesn't weigh that much. But bad news is I didn't have Parmesan, but I did have cheddar cheese. So basically, I replaced what I typically would have as either almond butter, dark chocolate, or extra virgin olive oil in this meal with cheese. 15 grams of cheddar cheese. I haven't had cheese like this in a very long time. My mouth is watering. Yeah, cheese. So this is going to be really good. Yeah, just got back from a walk around Chiltern. I've got about 3,500 steps left to do. I've got 2 calls left, and we're doing well. Things are going well, and a little bit of education to do as well. Let's try this out. Who needs an Ninja Creamy, man? Not me. Not yet, anyway. Jeevan on our earlier call tried to convince me to get one. No, I just don't need one. But the temptation's there. I think Bryony would actually like it a lot more than me. That's really good. That's really good. This is meal number 4. I got one more meal to go. And then it's an early night for me because I need to train super early in the morning before a shift at work. I was just saying, one of my clients earlier today was saying that I should get a Ninja Creamy. And I was saying, you would actually, I think, use it more than me. I think you would be obsessed with it.
Yeah, I would love it. I don't think it's worth the price.
It's like 200 quid.
I would use it, but I think it's overpriced for what you do with it. It's essentially a blender. But you can do loads of different textures and make different things.
Yeah. So maybe if I win a pro card this year, we can get one, no? Anyway, I'm going to finish this and then I'll talk you through the final meal. And that'll be another day done in prep. 3.5 weeks out. Final meal is about to go down. Work is done for the day. So we've got some mince cooked by my lovely wife. cooked by Mrs. Gibson. We've got an announcement to make, haven't we? Mint, spinach, soy sauce, black pepper. Final meal, boom.
Oh, you used the soy sauce.
Some of the soy sauce
that.
that I was looking at your meal earlier. I was like, soy sauce. Let me so soy sauce, spinach, black pepper, mint, cooked weight 175 grams, 100 grams of spinach. This meal and then bed within the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Early start. Yeah, too late. So I feel like that happens on prep as well. Once you wake up at the same time regardless. So if you go to bed super late, you're gonna wake up at 4:30 or 5 anyway, which isn't good. But anyway, we're gonna watch Squid Game for a little bit, or look at houses. Is that even? All right. Anyway, I'll see you guys for the next one. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you for the next one.